At least 85 people now are confirmed dead after a shooting spree at a Norwegian youth camp. That attack came just a matter of hours after a powerful blast in downtown Oslo claimed at least 7 lives. An extraordinary picture has emerged from Friday's horrific events. Have a look at this. It's an act of desperation as a man in the water pleads for his life while the gunman carries on with his brutal executions. Meantime, a 32-year-old Norwegian man is being held in connection with both the bombing and the shooting, and there are reports he's linked to a far-right movement. A second man was seized now by special forces in the area where victims' relatives had gathered, but it's not clear if he is an accomplice to the double atrocity. Well, the Norwegian Prime Minister, meantime, has said that more democracy and openness is the answer to the violence. But Helle Luras from the Norwegian Institute of International Affairs believes it's the country's policies of multiculturalism that turn the gunman against his own people.
We have an increasingly intense and heated debate about immigration, about what immigration is doing to Norwegian culture, that multiculturalism is really not the way to go forward. Marginalized Norwegians feel their voices are not being heard in the political establishment, that the Norwegian people have never been consulted democratically about whether they want immigration or not, and that the political establishment is a sort of an elite that lives in areas which are, to put it that way, all white, and that it's lower class Norwegians who feel that immigrants are sort of getting into their territories, removing them from their jobs, lowering their salaries, etc., and that they have no way of playing the democratic rules. I guess that so far seems to be the motivation of this person as well.
Now, in the light of the attacks, Norway has reimposed the Schengen border controls. Denmark did the same over 2 weeks ago, a move strongly criticized by other EU members. Alexander Selevanov from the Moscow State Humanitarian University says there are signs that a united Europe is falling apart.
The European project is collapsing. It's slowly collapsing. There are lots of migrants coming from Tunisia, from North Africa, and some countries have to raise borders. They have to put back the restriction, the passport control, the immigration control, and that only tells us that the European project lacks the kind of vitality, the right agenda. And it should be shared by the people living in the EU. People have to be ready to actually welcome those people, or they have to say no to those coming to their countries. But the governments of those countries have to put it to either referendum or actually talk to their people rather than just saying we are going to ban this or ban that. Every stakeholder has to have a say in it, not just the citizens of the country, not just the migrants, because you see there is a contradiction. Breivik is famous for his anti-Islamist calls, as supposedly to the information shared by the media of Norway. And at the same time, there's an Islamist organization that said they have taken responsibility for the blast in Norway. So you see there's a contradiction. A person famous for his anti-Islamist calls and at the same time Islamist organization taking responsibility means that there is something deeply wrong with the communication.